Now keep your back straight, your shoulders at ease. Transcending any worries from the past, from today, from this moment. Let those thoughts come and go, and you are here and now, dedicated to this present moment. And always keep your back straight, upright, and keep a gentle smile on your face. And let us begin to scan your body to relax the body even more. Your eyes, relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax your face. Relax your forehead. Relax the back of your head. Relax your neck. Your shoulders. Notice your shoulder rising and falling as your body is breathing in and breathing out. Good posture is important for a good meditation. So let us relax the body further. Relax your chest, your arms, your hands, your fingers, palms, all relaxed. Right hand placed on the left hand, if that is how you meditate. If this is your first time meditating, you can lean against the wall to get some support, and anytime during this meditation, you can change your posture to support a good sitting. Now relax also your abdomen area and relax your sitting bones. Relax your leg muscles, the thighs, the knees, the shin bones. Relax your ankles, the soles of your feet, and relax your toes. Now you are getting deeply rooted to this ground like a tree that is not shaken easily. And also imagine a tree falling or dropping old leaves, letting the nature be, not owning or possessing those trees, those leaves that are falling. Let go of those things that are leaving you. Let go of the past. Let go of worrying about the future. everything will be okay. Notice the ground below, not moving, and you are seated, stable, like the Buddha statue, and absorb positivity from the center of the universe to your heart. And you notice your awareness expanding from the center of your heart. You are comfortable right here, right now. Notice you are breathing in and breathing out. Apply mindfulness to notice the body's activity of breathing in and breathing out. Mindful that you are breathing in, you breathe in. Mindful that you are breathing out, you breathe out. Relaxing all parts of your body. Whenever your mind wanders away, you bring it to the attention of your breath. Apply awareness to every breath you take. Breath comes and goes without you doing it. It is a natural process. Now, notice when you are taking a long breath, apply awareness to that. And when you are releasing a long breath, apply awareness to that, establishing more and more mindful awareness into the activity of breathing. Mindfully you breathe in, mindfully you breathe out. Mindfully you breathe in, relaxing your body now. Mindfully you breathe out, relaxing your body now. The breath becomes so subtle, but you are aware of each step of the breath. When your eyes are closed, you let go of seeing, and in the same way, you forget about hearing, smelling, tasting, physical discomforts, and also thinking. All six sense faculties get turned off, and your brain stops sending signals to those, except for the kind of meditation on breath that you are doing now. Mindfully you breathe in, mindfully you breathe out, relaxing your entire breath body. Notice the slowness of your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Notice how your mind can go to any form of sensation, whether it is seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, physical sensations, or a past experience in your mind, a thought, encounter. Bring your mind back to your breathing without worrying about anything whatsoever. All the experiences are dependently arisen without you doing anything. They come, they go away, and you remain relaxed with your breath. And your awareness expanding beyond your body when the body is so relaxed. Notice the infinity of this space out there beyond the material world. You are simply aware of this expansion beyond the body. Your body relaxed, mind relaxed, and you are resting in your awareness. You are experiencing reality as is. There is no gap between expectations and reality in your current state of being. No unwanted pressure or thinking about the future. You are enjoying this moment, happy and relaxed. Now remain quiet until you hear the gong to conclude this sitting session. You may gently come out of your meditation, and we have a two-page reading for today. So there's a story here, and we will discuss. And if you try to read Pali, I will read it with you. It goes as carañce nādhigaccheyya seyyaṃ sadisamattano ekacariyaṃ daḻhaṃ kayirā natthi bāle sahāyatā. So the simple translation is, people need companions, but if one does not find a person who is better than or at least equal to oneself, It is better to be alone rather than keep company with foolish people. There is no profitable companionship with fools. And here's the story. The story of a resident pupil of Venerable Mahākassapa. So he was a student of a great monk. While residing at the Jetavana Monastery, the Buddha spoke this verse with reference to a resident pupil of Venerable Mahākassapa. While Venerable Kassapa was in residence at Pipphali Cave, he had two pupils learning under him. One of these performed his duties faithfully, but the other frequently shirked his duties and sought to take credit for work done by the other. For example, the faithful pupil would set out water for washing the face and a toothstick. Knowing this, the faithless pupil would go to the Venerable and say, Venerable, water for washing the face is set out, and a toothstick. Go wash your face. These are normal duties that a student would perform to a teacher. When it was time to prepare water for bathing the feet and for the bath, he would pursue the same tactics. The faithful pupil thought to himself, this fellow is constantly shirking his work and is seeking to take credit for my work. Very well, I will do something about this. So one day, while the faithful pupil was asleep after a meal, he heated water for the bath, poured it into a water jar, and set it in the back room, leaving only a pint-pot of water steaming in the boiler. In the evening, the faithless pupil woke up and saw steam pouring out. And then he thought he must have heated water and put it in the bathroom, he thought. So he went quickly to the Venerable, bowed and said, Venerable, water has been placed in the bathroom. Go and bathe. So saying, he accompanied the Venerable to the bathroom. But when the Venerable saw no water, he said, Brother, where is the water? The youth went to the room where the fire was kept, and lowering a ladle into the boiler, and perceived that it was empty. See what the rascal has done, he exclaimed. He has set an empty boiler on the brazier, and then went who knows where. Of course, I thought there was water in the bathroom and went and told the Venerable so. Disappointed, he took a water jar and went to the bathing place at the river. So, the Venerable went to the river. Venerable Kassapa thought, all this time this young fellow has been shirking from his duties and has sought to take credit for work really done by his brother pupil. On the following day, he refused to accompany the Venerable on his rounds, the alms round, to the village. The Venerable therefore took his other pupil with him to a certain place. While he was away, the faithless pupil went to the house of a layman who was a supporter of the Venerable because he needed food. The layman asked him, where is Venerable Kassapa? Oh, well, he is not feeling well. Therefore, he stays back at the monastery. What then should he have? Give him such and such food, said the young monk, pretending that the monk had told him to ask for it. Accordingly, they prepared food as asked and gave it to him. He received that food and ate it on the way back and returned to the monastery, as if he didn't do anything. Now the Venerable had received from his supporter, from the other supporter, 5 robes, and these he presented to the young monk who accompanied him. The novice dyed them and converted them into under and upper garments for himself. the Venerable admonished the pupil, because receiving some robes those days is rare. So this was really important. So this is like receiving something so valuable. I don't know a better example, like fine clothes. And the Venerable Kassapa admonished the pupil on his behavior. So Venerable Kassapa admonished the other one on his bad behavior and negligence. So he resented this advice. He did not like receiving advice. The next day, out of anger, he set fire to the monastery and ran away. When he died, he was born in hell, Great Hell of Avīci, where there was so much fire. He must have resented this all his life, doing such thing for someone who didn't do any harm to his his life, only trying to improve his life. So that is one story, very short. And there is another story. This is also about companionship and someone giving advice. And let us read Pali. Lee, you know Pali. You should join me in reciting this. Nidhinaṃ'va pavattārang yam passe vajjadassinaṃ niggayhavāding medhāving tādisang panditaṃ bhaje. Tādisang bhajamanasya seyyo hoti napapiyo. This is Dhammapada verse 76. The previous one is 61. So this is the story of Venerable Rādha. While residing at the Jetavana Monastery, the Buddha spoke this verse with reference to Monk Rādha, who was at one time a poor old Brahmin. Rādha was a poor Brahmin who stayed in the monastery doing small services for the monks. For his services, he was provided with food and clothing and other needs, but was not encouraged to join the Sangha, although he had a strong desire to become a monk. One day, early in the morning, when the Buddha surveyed the world with his supernormal power, he saw the poor Brahmin in his vision and knew that he was due for enlightenment, arahantship. So the Buddha went to the old man and learned from him that the monks of the monastery did not want him to join the Sangha, join the monks, or to become a monk. The Buddha therefore called all the monks to him and asked them, "Is there any monk here who recollects any good turn done to him by this old man?" To this question, Venerable Sāriputta replied, "Venerable, I do recollect an instance when this old man offered me a spoonful of rice." If that be so, the Buddha said, shouldn't you help your benefactor to get liberated from ills of life? Then Venerable Sāriputta agreed to make the old man a monk, and he was duly admitted to the Sangha. Venerable Sāriputta guided the old monk, and he strictly followed his guidance. Within a few days, the old monk attained enlightenment, arahantship. When the Buddha next came to see the monks, they reported him how strictly the old monk followed the guidance of Venerable Sāriputta. To them, the Buddha replied that a monk should be amenable to guidance like Rādha, and should not resent when rebuked for any fault or failing. Especially when you are given advice, uh, follow them. And especially if the advice is coming from monks who are strict on their practice and also compassionate. Um, compassionate toward your own well-being, right? There's a fine line between compassionate advice and destructive advice, just to destroy somebody, right? To correct egoistic advice. Compassionate advice, you feel it at your heart. You do know that they have sincere intentions. This is what Venerable Sāriputta did. He truly took the Buddha's intention seriously and wanted to help this poor elderly person. The Buddha said, Venerable Sāriputta was in a previous life uh, the solitary elephant that was an elephant who was alone, which presented the pure white elephant, his son, to the carpenters in recognition of the service they did him in healing his foot. So, when the elephant had a white son, which is very rare, and the carpenters had helped this big elephant to healing his foot, the elephant gave the son as a gift. Okay, keep him. That is all right. Elephants keep a baby for 2 years in their womb. This is, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, right. They keep the baby for 2 years, right? And and this is when giving such a gift is so rare. Elephants love their society, their offsprings. So
that's like longer than human. I
yes,
don't know if there's any other sentient.
I don't know. I think biologically, yeah, it's a rare thing. So
Really?
yeah. So the elephant knew how to show gratitude and kindness to those carpenters who helped him. So this was like Sariputta. He was an elephant who gave his son uh, to to the you know to the carpenters. This is like perhaps the connection here is Sariputta was doing it this life in recognition of the service of the Buddha and giving this old man to the monastic lineage. Um, and Radha is the gift to the Buddha. Having said thus about Venerable Sāriputta, he said, with reference to Venerable Rādha, monks, when a fault is pointed out to a monk, he ought to be amenable to discipline like Rādha. When he is admonished, he should not take offense. If one discovers a wise person who points one's errors and sternly corrects one, he should be looked upon as a benign revealer of a treasure. His company should be sought. Such association would make better persons of men. So, nidhinaṃ'va, like showing a buried treasure. This is how someone truly, with true good intentions, that is how someone would give advice. If you are not receiving advice that is informed in kindness and compassion, then it's not advice. You don't feel like following that kind of person, right? So we need to see that uh, among the people who are giving advice to us, we need to be really careful. If you are seeing that someone is trying to destroy you, you have to clearly set boundaries with these individuals. They do not have good intentions. Their anger, their frustration is theirs, not yours. And they have no right to control you whatsoever in your life. They have perhaps a fabrication of the story of your life that they try to manipulate for their benefit. This is not what Venerable Sāriputta did. He had true intentions, he had good intentions, and he gave that good, wholehearted, kindness to Radha, and so the Buddha's intentions, and also guided him toward eliminating any uh, suffering. It doesn't matter the age he became enlightened, especially when a Buddha is around, of course. There's so much faith around. But again, you can see another monk who was living in the Pipphali Cave with Kassapa, who did not take advice properly, who even went ahead and burnt the monastery for nothing.
Senior monks living around Buddha, or he predated Buddha?
Mahākassapa did not predate the Buddha. All the monks, including Mahākassapa, post-date the Buddha. And Mahākassapa looked like the Buddha. And one time, Mahākassapa received something that people gave thinking that Mahākassapa was the Buddha. And then the Buddha came along and people ran to Mahākassapa's bowl and took it from the bowl and gave it again to the Buddha. And on this day, uh, the Mahākassapa decided he's not living in the same town as the Buddha, and he went to the solitary living into the forest.
There was there were previous Buddhas. I think she may have used Buddha Kassapa.
No, this is not Buddha Kassapa. Okay, that's now I understand the question.
Because there's
No.
also Buddha Dipāṅkara.
Yes, there are
Right?
28 Buddhas
Yeah.
in this tradition that, so they have, it's not that Kassapa. This is not the Buddha Kassapa. This is the Arahant Kassapa who lived in the Pipphali Cave. Thank you, Lee, for noticing that. I appreciate it. Yeah. So the other student who was smart to show the this behavior of that friend who was just negligent, was taking a nap in the evening and taking credit for the hard work done by the other student. And he received the gift of robes from Venerable Kassapa for the service he did. That was how he was appreciated. But the other one did not like to receive advice, and he did not like that he did not receive anything. And he even burnt the monastery out of anger. That is how quick their minds work when anger is all they have.
Oh, so this last paragraph,
Is there,
it was not very clear. So he got the 5 robes. He gave to the Buddha group. Right.
the one who received the robes was the good one, because he's the one who accompanied Mahākassapa to the village, because the other one had no chance. He had to trick another supporter to get the food, because he was not allowed to accompany Mahākassapa for food. That means he was going to starve all day. But he decided to go to the village and tell somebody that Mahākassapa is not coming today because Mahākassapa is sick. And then those people asked, what can we give to Mahākassapa? And this person said, he gave his favorite food, and these people prepared that food. And thinking that they were preparing it for Mahākassapa. And he ate it, right there. I mean, he ate it on the way hiding and came back to the monastery like nothing happened. You get it now? And when Venerable Mahākassapa and the other monk returned to the monastery after the meal, may have brought food also for him, and even gave advice after. Of course, they share food and gave advice. But again, this monk was not willing to receive advice. His ego was too high.
If Pali commentary gave any comment on the, maybe there's previous karma connection between the 2 pupils and Mahākassapa.
That story is not here. Maybe we have to consult the sub-commentary for it. This is the commentary that we are reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
What is in the canon is only the verses.
Okay.
And the story is coming from the Dhammapada. Yeah, the commentary.
Right.
Any questions from Joanna or Dhammika family or anyone? Yes, iPhone joined. I don't know who. If there are questions, feel free to ask. Unmute yourself. No questions. Yes, enjoyed the talk. Thank you, Joanna. You're very kind. All right, so let's share merits. Do you have questions? Okay, good. Let's share merits. Please join your palms together and join my wish. May suffering ones be suffering free and fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. Have a great